Okay, we're live. Welcome to the eighth, the eighth EV Raffle drawing today. I forgot the annual part. Eighth annual EV Raffle drawing with Climate Exchange. And I'm here. My name's Peter Kirby. I'm one of the board members, and I'm also the raffle director. And you've probably seen me before, though in a different location. We've upgraded the facilities by renting a room from WeWork so that we're here. Our office is just across the way, a tiny WeWork office, and we rented this big conference room rather than go to the cold church that we're usually in. So hopefully this will come across better as we go through the process. Ruby Winsell, who is our policy and research manager, will be helping me today with the drawing activities, and then we also have a few other people in the room, and I will introduce them as well. Zach and Dylan are from Walden Company. They've been here to do auditing. You can see here on the side, these are our control sheets and the ticket stubs within them in these folders. And they've actually been doing various random statistical checks to make sure that all of the tickets that are on the buying list are actually all in the going into the drum. And so they've been here for the past couple hours helping us with that. And then we have Irene Anastasio, who is our operations associate, and she's going to come get on screen. She's actually running the live stream, and you'll hear her voice. So wanted you to see her. And then a couple other members of Climate Exchange staff are in the YouTube chat, logged in as Climate Exchange. You'll see that next to their names. So they will be sometimes answering some questions. In particular, knowing that there's a bit of a lag between, well, we're not watching the chat here other than maybe Irene. And and so they will be answering questions that you have in the chat along the way. So the process is as follows. It's now just after 2 o'clock. We are going to load the drum with all of the ticket stubs over the course of the next hour. And rather than have me and Ruby do ad hoc explanations of what Climate Exchange does. Her colleague Jonah was here last year doing it, or maybe the year before, but he's actually testifying in a hearing right now in Maryland on a bill there. But rather than do ad hoc explanations, we've upgraded our capability, so we have some pre-recorded videos that we will be swapping in at times. When we do that, the screen here with me and Ruby will go small in the corner. And our sound will be cut off, but you'll see that we're continuing to load the drum. And Zach and Dylan are still here watching us as well. So that way you'll get, I think, a clearer explanation of what it is we do with the videos. And there'll be a few different types of videos about different aspects of the organization. So it won't be quite as boring as watching just paper being stuffed into a barrel the whole time. But we will never be off camera, okay? All right, another change we have done this year is that rather than load from 1 all the way up to 4,600 something, and the reason it's 600 something is that we had a number of tickets where the orders were misordered, sometimes like 10 instead of 1, and we had to cancel a few of those. So we ended up with about 50, 60 tickets, 67 to be exact, I think, that we ended up out of 8 orders, something like that, that we had to cancel because we don't want to reissue the same number to another ticket and have that confusion. So we canceled that. In the end, we did not quite hit our target of 5,000. We sold 4,539, is that? Oh, 69, sorry. 4,569 tickets in total. So thank you very much, all of you out there, for participating. This is really what funds much of the organization for the year, the largest source of funding. We also get individual grants from foundations for specific programs, as well as, individual gifts. But this is the biggest source of our income, and we really appreciate your participating in that. So we're going to be loading these by random selection. We had Zach run a random number generator, and so we have the folders we're going to do in this order that the generator did, of 1 to 47, and that way we're loading the drum randomly as opposed to from 1 to 4,000, because I know there were complaints in the past that maybe the early ones were getting buried underneath and we're not as likely to get drawn. We will also periodically stop and close the drum and then circulate it just to mix it up too. And to make sure, since we heard issues that static was causing some of the tickets to stick, we actually have 2 dryer sheets this year that I'm going to put in right at the beginning, which will hopefully take care of the static problem. I will remove those before we actually do the ticket drawing, I think, but we'll have them in there while we're rotating. Also, one more item is when Ruby is going to be doing the drawing. She's going to be helping load the tickets with me. And then when we do the drawing, we will start with the grand prize. We will pull the ticket, not look at it, and tape it face down here. Then we will do second prize, third prize, fourth prize. After the 5th prize is drawn, then we will read the name and then continue up 4th, 3rd, 2nd, grand. And the reason for that is we want everyone to have the possibility of winning the grand prize, not to possibly get one of these and not have the chance at this. But at the same time, we don't want all the suspense to be gone after the grand prize and then going down to the smaller prizes. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with me loading while Ruby picks folders for me. So Ruby, the 29th folder, which is the one ending in 2900, please. I'm going to move, we have this taped because it will flop down otherwise. So moving the opening to the top here. Okay, so each of these folders has a control sheet for who checked it, who sealed it, and who checked it. And then inside we have 4 envelopes, 25 tickets each. Each of those envelopes was sealed once the person checked. You'll see some of them, like this one, has been opened. That's because we opened it as part of the random sample check that we did with Zach and Dylan earlier today. This one was opened too. So here is the 2801 to 2825 tickets, and they're going in. Actually, I'll hand them to you. You make sure they're empty and then just put them on the ground below, I think. Okay. All right. Now, the next folder will be 4600 ending. Or 4600, here, this one. Okay. 4501 to 4600. So again, we only sold 4569, right? But because of the cancellations, we ran over up into as high as 4636. I'll put these under too. I'd say once we do about 10, we'll do a spin. Okay. The one ending in 1300, please. Hard to read these upside down. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Oh wait, no, I'm putting them here, sorry. Irene, do we have timing for when we go to the videos, or?
Just waiting for my cue.
Okay, oh, they're going to cue you? Okay, well, no, they can cue you when they're ready. Ending in 300, please. That'll be over in the first stack. Thanks, Ruby. And we do reuse the plastic envelopes. Unfortunately, the paper ones, because we seal them, we are unable to reuse, but they do get recycled.
Yeah, great. So now you're going to hear our executive director introduce herself and the organization to get a better sense of what we do here.
Okay.
My name is Paola Ferreira. I'm the executive director of Climate XChange, and it's going to be 2 years in March since I joined the organization. Climate XChange is focused on supporting states to advance climate policy to reach a zero emissions economy. We do that by providing resources, tools, connections, and educational materials to state actors working to advance climate policies. We care about state actors advancing policies that have a significant impact on reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and this includes supporting state legislators, executive branch officials, and nonprofit professionals. We also have a campaign in Maryland aimed at advancing environmental justice in the state and providing funding to implement important climate actions to reduce emissions and adapt the state to the impacts it will face due to climate change. States continue to be at the vanguard of reducing greenhouse gas emissions through their policies and driving effective implementation of federal dollars to address climate change. Our theory of change is that state actors who are empowered with information, connections, and resources are better positioned to play that role and will drive more emission reductions. Climate Change's role in the climate movement is key, as we are one of the few organizations that serves all 50 states with our programming by providing actionable materials that support state actors in a meaningful way. We connect policymakers and advocates from across the country to share best practices and provide information on what policy states have passed so future legislation is effective and equitable. We also offer free technical assistance on climate policy. We do this through our 2 national programs, the State Climate Policy Network and our State Climate Policy Dashboard, which you will hear more about during this live stream. Last year, we leaped forward in many ways. We reached 75,000 views on our State Climate Policy Dashboard, and our programming engaged more than 7,000 unique state actors. Also, we completed 31 policy assistance requests in 19 states, which is great. This is huge for us, as it means we are providing free programming and resources to state actors, and they are taking advantage of it. Needless to say, we can only do this to a great extent thanks to the funds we collect through this raffle. We have exciting plans for 2024. We will be redesigning our State Climate Policy Dashboard to make sure it is more user-friendly and adding policy analysis to help state actors identify which are the best bets for their states for reducing emissions. Also, we are receiving feedback from our network to ensure our program serves them well. Last but definitely not least, we are running our campaign in Maryland. In fact, the hearing of the bill we are advocating for is today. Finally, I would like to thank everyone for participating in the raffle and for helping make our work possible. Without your support, we would not be able to run our programs the way we do.
Okay, we're back live. We've done somewhere around 10 envelopes, so our folders, when we finish this one, I'm going to spin. I hope that was more informative than me randomly talking extemporaneously about what Climate XChange does. Okay, let's take the tape off and don't seem to be sticking as much. What was the last one? 23? No, it was 3,500. Yeah, we did 3,500.
And we
2,300.
Yep.
Uh, 2,100. Okay, 900, please. Thank you. For those who have just joined, my name's Peter Kirby. I'm a board member and raffle director at Climate Exchange. And Ruby Winsell is our policy and research manager who's just helping me today with this. We made a change this year. We're randomly picking the folders of 100 tickets to add. So those are the noughts, the thousands, the 2,000, 3,000s, and what there is of 4,000s. And we're picking randomly from them, so we're not loading just in numerical order. And this was done by a random number generator, 3,600. No, wait, did we do that?
No.
No. 3,600. And some of these have been ripped already because they were tested in an audit process with the two auditors, Zach and Dylan from Walden Company, who are with us today. This one has not been opened. They did several types of audit check to make sure that all names that were on our list of buyers were printed out and in these envelopes, in the right envelope. They also checked to make sure that the 67, a sample of the 67 tickets we had to cancel due to misorders, that they did not get into the printing in envelopes. Also a sample of envelopes to make sure each envelope had all the tickets it was supposed to have in it. 800. Thank you.
We can play another video, maybe if you want to talk about the SCPN a little bit.
Sure. Now we're going to hear from Kristen Soares, our SCPN manager, to talk more about her program.
Hi, my name is Kristen Soares. I am the State Climate Policy Manager here at Climate Exchange, and I have been working at Climate Exchange for almost 3 years now. So the State Climate Policy Network, or the SCPN, is a network of over 15,000 folks working in and around state-level climate policy. So those are legislators, advocates, state and local elected officials, researchers, youth, really all sorts of folks working on passing effective and equitable state-level climate policy. So the theory of change for the SCPN, what's really powering everything that we do, is really learning from the vast experience already held in the national network of state climate policy actors. We aim to deduplicate efforts to make your campaign more effective and equitable from the get-go. So I always say someone somewhere has done what you're trying to do, and if we bring those experts to you, you can go from step 1 to step 3, learning from, lessons learned from advocates across the country, experts who have worked on similar issues as you, and really work to drive down emissions on the timescale that we need to do it. For example, if a network member from West Virginia comes to me and says they're working on a coal plant shutdown bill in their state, I can say, okay, well, we have someone in Wyoming who was recently working on a similar bill. There's a similar context in that state in terms of economic sectors, in terms of political majority, and I'll connect you to them, and you can learn from their best practices and from what their campaign has been doing over the past few years. And that's really at the core of everything we do, is connecting folks to the exact specific knowledge and expertise that they need. So all of the SCPN services are free and open for anyone to access. Joining the network is free as well. And we have a wide slate of offerings for all of the sorts of folks that are in the network. We have virtual events that we hold monthly. We have deep dive webinars roughly every month that dive into a different niche climate policy topic, where we invite experts from across the country to go into best practices, lessons learned. We also host monthly national calls where we'll invite folks from the network to give updates on what their state's most recent climate policy developments are, whether that's legislation, regulations, executive orders, elections, really anything, really a quick snapshot into what that state has been up to in recent months. We also host legislators' calls quarterly, where we chat with legislators and their staff about how best to push forward different sorts of climate policy topics in their states. We also have a bi-weekly newsletter where we give updates on recent enacted climate policies at the state level across the country. We have articles explaining different sorts of policy mechanisms through our dashboard digest. And we also have a pro bono assistance program powered in part by our state climate policy dashboard, which tracks over 65 different types of state-level climate policy across all 50 states. And folks can come to us, explain what their campaign is, and explain their needs, and we'll assess how we can help them. The past year has been really exciting for the SCPN. We hosted over 20 events with over 5,000 participants. We've grown 10% in just the last 6 months. And we've really been able to bolster our assistance to members. We've had over 100 requests completed where we've helped folks with bill drafting, providing model example policies, and connecting folks to the subject matter experts that are specifically unique to provide capacity for them. We have authored 9 Dashboard Digest articles. Our bi-weekly policy progress updates reach thousands of folk. And we've also really expanded our research capacity. And looking forward, we have a lot of exciting things on the books. We are continuing to hone our offerings to expand beyond traditional state-level climate policy, like legislation and regulations, but also helping states understand how best they can harness the federal climate funding coming from the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law and the Inflation Reduction Act. So we're helping support states on climate pollution reduction grants. We're helping actors on the ground who are establishing green banks. We're really supporting all sorts of state climate policy actors, not only at the state level, but at the local and regional level as well. And so it's a really, really exciting time for the network. Thanks to everyone for participating in this raffle and really supporting our work here at Climate XChange. It's really important that the SCPN's offerings are free and accessible and open to all, and we can't do that without the support of folks like you. Thank you so much.
And we're back.
Live now. Eva and Ruby are still loading the drum.
Okay, 3,300.
30. Here we go.
Okay, 1,100. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, after this one, we can swap. Okay, so that's 1,100. So we're right here. And okay, we'll swap places. So we were at 1,100.
700.
700.
$200. $4,200.
4,200.
Thanks. Have you gotten?
We're
any
over
questions?
halfway,
Oh, yeah, over halfway. No questions?
and it's 2:30.
Okay, we must be doing
So, we're on
everything
track.
perfectly.
After you're done loading the slot unlock, if you want to introduce the
Sure. We just got through the 4100s, and now you'll hear a little bit more about me and the State Climate Policy Dashboard and some of our research projects. Hi everyone, my name is Ruby Winsell and I'm the Policy and Research Manager here at Climate Exchange. I've been working at Climate Exchange for a little over 4.5 years. I started as an intern during undergrad, working on both SCPN and research projects, and then transitioned full-time over to the research team. So for the last 2.5 years, my main responsibility has been managing our State Climate Policy Dashboard. The State Climate Policy Dashboard is an online tool that has state-by-state information for 65 or so different climate policies. We have resources and state examples for those policies and more. So the dashboard is made up of two main parts. We have our state tracker, which has state-by-state information, where for each state we track the status of around 65 different climate policies across 7 policy areas. Each state has its own state page, and you're able to browse through our policy framework and see in each policy area which policies that state has enacted, which are in progress, or which are missing in the state. And then to supplement that, we have our state climate policy resource hub, which the resource hub for all of the policies we track on the state tracker and about a dozen more. We have a brief description of what the policy is, we highlight some key components, provide some external resources on those to give a more in-depth description of the policy, and then we highlight some state examples that are pretty unique or ambitious, or we just think are good examples for other states to follow. In addition, on the Resource Hub, we also highlight model rules for policies that have them. So a lot of other great organizations will highlight model language for certain policies, and you can just plug in your state names and different numbers that work best with your state. So state actors don't have to start from scratch when they're drafting a policy, because these model rules help with a lot of that technical language. We have a policy progress section in Climate Exchange's newsletter, where we highlight, anything from new executive orders, funding announcements. So we launched the State Climate Policy Dashboard in November 2021. Since then, we've had over 75,000 page views. We've also been cited or listed as resources on sites such as the US EPA, ACEEE, RMI, the US Green Buildings Council. We've also heard from folks in the SCPN, other researchers, that the dashboard has been really useful to give them an overview of what one state's current policy landscape looks like, or looking at a given policy across states. It seems like it's been helpful for folks to be able to take examples from other states and then try and replicate them in their own states, or just learn a lot more about a given policy, looking at how states have approached that issue. Another way to highlight the dashboard's impact has been through our SCPN assistance program. So this is where folks in the SCPN reach out with their questions and research requests. This could be anything from wanting a state landscape analysis for their state, so looking at what climate policies a state has or has not enacted so far. This could be looking at a certain policy's landscape across states, so which states have enacted or consider that policy and which states don't have that policy currently. Or sometimes folks working on state campaigns will reach out asking for help with policy analysis, additional research, or bill drafting. So Climate Exchange has helped draft bills in Maryland, New Jersey, Delaware, New Hampshire, to name a few. This year we're looking to build a new dedicated website for the dashboard. So the hope with this new dashboard website is it'll have a lot of new data capabilities, new design, and ways to filter, sort, and export state data or policy information. And we'll include a couple new really exciting features, such as a state comparison tool, some new emissions modeling analysis, and then highlighting key policy opportunities. So looking at the policies that states can enact to really drive down emissions by 2030. I just want to thank everyone for participating in the raffle. Your ticket purchases help my work and the dashboard and our entire organization's work possible. So thank you again, and good luck.
Okay. We are definitely well over halfway. And if you've joined since we started, we are loading the drum. Each of these envelopes has 25 tickets. Each folder has 100. We're randomly putting them in so that they are mixed up. And as Ruby adds them, I'm checking to make sure they're empty. 4,000. That's here. We will stop and spin the drum periodically. We've done it a couple times already. And we have about a dozen more. Yeah, 13 more folders, 1,300 tickets to go. So we're probably slightly ahead of schedule. We are periodically going to videos about our organization, which is more interesting than me trying to talk about it while trying to open folders and things like that. But we will stay visible all throughout that if muted in the corner somewhere.
4,100?
4,100.
With that, Peter, do you want to introduce the 7th raffle winner video?
Sure. Let's see a video of our 7th raffle winner. I'm here with our winner, Oliver Boucher, and his daughter Alicia and granddaughter Sonia in front of the Model X.
Well, for a mere $250, we got ourselves a $1 million car. That's pretty exciting. Well, for me, I don't own it because I passed it on to my daughter. What's her children?
Yeah, it's been excellent. We go everywhere. We have a great time. It's very helpful. It's I like driving it. I like the convenience of it, and I love driving an electric vehicle. I love that I can charge it at my house at night. And I love the ease with which I can pop the babies in the car and we can get around.
Well, I've never won anything before, so this is an amazingly wonderful raffle because I won it. And you too, from a sales point of view, you too could win it. It's a terrific win. And it's a good thing. I bought the raffle because I thought it would be good for the environment. And the more electric cars we got, the better.
Oh yeah, pretty much the same. I mean, I did not buy the raffle ticket, but if I had known, I would have. It's great, and yeah, just like my dad said, it's great to have more electric vehicles out there on the road, people driving them, people, winning them in raffles or investing in them, on their own as well.
And we're going to buy another raffle ticket.
Okay, we are live again, and Peter, we have a question for you.
Sure.
The question is, someone from the chat wants to know why there is not a 5th place spot on the whiteboard. You could repeat the question.
Okay. All right. I will. Oh, yeah. There's a question in the chat. Why is there not a number 5 on the whiteboard? Well, what we're doing is we are going to draw them from the grand prize down. So grand, then second, third, fourth, and then fifth. But we're not going to reveal them in that order. We're going to reveal them in reverse order. So after the grand prize ticket is drawn, we will not look at it and stick it up there face down. So you can be sure that that is the ticket. Then we'll do the same with the second, the third, the fourth. And then when the 5th ticket's drawn, Ruby will right away read the name. And that's why there's no 5 place there. And then we'll start coming back the other way, reading the names.
And between when we announce a name, then I'll walk up with the ticket, show everyone, walk back, and then read the next prize. We are at 3,900.
3,900. Okay, I'm definitely getting slim here. And these are 1,000 tickets to a packet in 4 envelopes of 100 tickets to a packet in 4 envelopes of 25 each. They were 1,000 to a row. You can see we've gone through quite a few of the rows. These are the zeros, the thousands, the 2,000s, the 3,000s, and the 4,000s, what there are up to 4,539 tickets, and numbers above that due to some cancellations. And rather than load them in order, we are loading them in a random order that was determined by a random number generator. And we're double checking to make sure all the tickets are getting in. Trying to address a lot of the issues or complaints raised. Why don't we do a spin?
Okay.
And we have a couple of dryer sheets in there to try to reduce the static. That was someone's suggestion. We did a survey last year, as well as from the chats, and took all of your suggestions into consideration. You'll notice we're not walking ever in front of the barrel. And the location we've improved. We're at a conference room in the WeWork office where our small office is located here in Boston, not at the location of our old office in the Old West Church. It's warmer and more comfortable, better Wi-Fi, and we're just able to, I think, do this in a smoother way. Okay, what's the next number?
That was 3,900, so 4,300.
4,300. Okay, and my name is Peter Kirby. I'm a board member of Climate Exchange and the raffle director. And Ruby Winsell is our policy and research manager. You may have seen her on the video a little while ago. And she's helping out. Jonah, who was helping last year, he's actually off testifying on behalf of a bill in the Maryland State Senate at a hearing right now, so he couldn't be here, but we're happy to have Ruby here. Also in the room are Dylan and Zach from Walden Company, our auditors, who've been doing random samples of the tickets and making sure that we're on top of things. And also Irene Anastasio, who is our operations associate, who's running the camera, and you'll hear her voice occasionally as well.
600?
600. Well, we really are getting towards the end.
We're going to play the 6th raffle winner video.
Okay, the 6th raffle winner video, that's Chris Cromie from Washington, I believe.
Oh my gosh, Climate Exchange, thank you guys so much. This is so amazing. I got the Tesla Plaid Model S. Look at it, it's incredible. This is the car that I got, the Plaid Model S. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I'm just beside myself. It is an incredible car. The work that you guys do, the policy work that you guys do, state by state, is incredible and super important. The raffle is amazing. You know, you always enter those things not thinking that you would win, and I won. And yeah, it is. My family is just so excited. We've been talking about getting a Tesla for so long, and to win one, wow, that's just incredible. And I love that you guys offer, you know, the very best. I did want to give a shout out to Zach and Jesse from the Now You Know channel. They introduced me to your organization, and so yeah, I owe them a big shout out. All right, so my daughter is playing a video game here in the new car. Driving. Is that pretty fun, Sienna? Look at the balls! Okay, say thank you, Climate Exchange.
Thank you, Climate Exchange.
Keep protecting the environment and keep that raffle going. It's great. All right, thanks all. Bye.
On your feet.
Okay, back live.
Okay, I think we're gonna do another spin. We're a bit ahead of schedule, so
Yeah, we can't start the drawing until 3 because that's when we said we're going to do it. So a lot of people aren't going to join till then. At this point, we just have 400 more tickets to put in the barrel. You can see the barrel is not over full. We made that change last year. We shrunk the size of the stubs so that there's plenty of room for them to move around. We've also put in a couple of dryer sheets in hopes of reducing the static. It's probably helped some, but I still see some static cling happening. But I think we're doing better than last time. And the static cling is going to be random anyway, so you know that's part of life.
oh, we're losing our tape here.
Tape is not holding.
Okay.
That's probably because the things are kind of
Yeah.
off balance.
That was 4,400, so 2,400 now. And
I think you gotta give it a get them down the bottom. Now it'll balance better.
oh, thank you.
What'd we say?
2,400.
2,400? Yeah, that's this bunch.
Raffle winner video.
Okay, yes, our 5th raffle winner is Paul from Florida.
Hello, my name is Paul. I'm the grand prize winner of the 5th Tesla raffle for Climate Exchange. I found out on late afternoon in February, I got a call and the phone rang and it was a Boston number. I didn't answer it because I didn't know the number. And they left a message. And I thought, in the beginning, I thought it was a scam because I know some of my friends were probably playing the trick. And then I got an email and I said, oh, maybe this is not, you know, a joke. So I ended up calling Peter Kirby, who has helped me in the last 7 months with getting the right pick for a car and calling up Tesla and finding out which car would be better for me. Well, I heard it on YouTube because I've always been watching the YouTubes for Tesla and Ryan Shaw. I watch his videos a lot, and he mentioned it in one of his videos. And I looked it up, and I said, well, this is a good, you know, a good for the environment. So I just said, well, why not buy it and I buy one ticket. And that's what I did. I bought one ticket. And no surprise, I was so shocked. I was, you know, and I'm still kind of shocked.
And he didn't sleep for 3 days.
Right, yeah.
Just saying, pinch me, pinch me.
Yeah. So, and here we are today. And I thank Climate Exchange. And I really thank Peter for helping us through this for the last 7 months.
I'd also like to, you know, I know that it was all about the raffle, but it's also about our environment.
Right, yeah.
You know, and anything we can do to help that, you know, is a good cause.
Well, we drove it here. It must have been a couple of miles, and I loved the ride. And I didn't really have to put my foot on the brake at all the way here. I'm surprised how much it reacts to. You just have to keep your foot on the gas, unless you really want to come to a complete stop all of a sudden. And it was so quiet inside, and a beautiful riding car. I do love it.
And it was a quiet car.
Oh, quiet.
Very, very quiet, which makes it enjoyable.
And I like the yoke steering.
The yoke.
Yeah. I really wanted the full self-driving, and I like the idea that you can put it in control on the expressway and drive without having to pay attention as much as you usually do, but you still got to pay attention.
Good luck to everyone in this year's raffle.
We bought tickets.
And we're hoping for a repeat.
Okay, live again.
Okay, we're back. I'll do introductions again. We're about 8 minutes out from the drawing. And in fact, we'll probably wait a couple minutes past 3 just to make sure we have people on. My name's Peter Kirby. I'm on the board of Climate XChange, and I'm raffle director. And with me is Ruby Winsell, who is our policy and research manager, helping out. We also have Zach and Dylan from Walden Company, our auditors, who have been doing random checks earlier today before we went on stream, and have been watching the process just now. And Irene Anastasio, our operations associate, who is running the live stream. We've been doing these loading in random order, and our last envelope is 3601 to 3700. Ruby, if you could load that. Each envelope has a sort of check sheet. It shows who cut and loaded each of the smaller envelopes and put the seals on them, and then who checked them. And then each one has this seal. Some of them have already been ripped because we opened them during our statistical testing with Wald earlier today. Others we're ripping open now. We reuse the plastic envelopes. The paper ones, unfortunately, we can only recycle because we're using these stickers on them. And I'm checking to make sure no tickets are remaining in the envelopes. Okay, we've now fully loaded the drum, and we still have a little time left. So I think we're going to, mix them up again.
Yeah.
Might as well close it and lock it at this point. After we do this spin, we will play a couple of videos again, introducing aspects of Climate XChange that those of you who joined late weren't able to see, that were shown at the beginning. Okay. All right. So our first video will be our executive director, Paula, who will be explaining about Climate XChange organization and strategy.
My name is Paola Ferreira. I'm the Executive Director of Climate XChange, and it's going to be 2 years in March since I joined the organization. Climate XChange is focused on supporting states to advance climate policy to reach a zero emissions economy. We do that by providing resources, tools, connections, and educational materials to state actors working to advance climate policies. We care about state actors advancing policies that have a significant impact on reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and this includes supporting state legislators, executive branch officials, and nonprofit professionals. We also have a campaign in Maryland aimed at advancing environmental justice in the state and providing funding to implement important climate actions to reduce emissions and adapt the state to the impacts it will face due to climate change. States continue to be at the vanguard of reducing greenhouse gas emissions through their policies and driving effective implementation of federal dollars to address climate change. Our theory of change is that state actors who are empowered with information, connections, and resources are better positioned to play that role and will drive more emission reductions. Climate XChange's role in the climate movement is key, as we are one of the few organizations that serves all 50 states with our programming by providing actionable materials that support state actors in a meaningful way. We connect policymakers and advocates from across the country to share best practices and provide information on what policy states have passed so future legislation is effective and equitable. We also offer free technical assistance on climate policy. We do this through our two national programs, the State Climate Policy Network and our State Climate Policy Dashboard, which you will hear more about during this live stream. Last year, we leaped forward in many ways. We reached 75,000 views on our State Climate Policy Dashboard, and our programming engaged more than 7,000 unique state actors. Also, we completed 31 policy assistance requests in 19 states, which is great. This is huge for us, as it means we are providing free programming and resources to state actors, and they are taking advantage of it. Needless to say, we can only do this to a great extent thanks to the funds we collect through this raffle. We have exciting plans for 2024. We will be redesigning our State Climate Policy Dashboard to make sure it is more user-friendly and adding policy analysis to help state actors identify which are the best bets for their states for reducing emissions. Also, we are receiving feedback from our network to ensure our program serves them well. Last but definitely not least, we are running our campaign in Maryland. In fact, the hearing of the bill we are advocating for is today. Finally, I would like to thank everyone for participating in the raffle and for helping make our work possible. Without your support, we would not be able to run our programs the way we do.
Okay, we're back. We're still a little early. It's 3 o'clock is the start, and I want to give a little time for people to get on. So we're going to show one more video of one of our recent winners. We've shown all of these. If you want to go back later, this will be posted later, so you can watch the whole thing or skip through to watch the videos we're showing. But this one is our 6th raffle winner from 2 years ago, Chris Cromie from Washington.
Oh my gosh, Climate Exchange, thank you guys so much. This is so amazing. This is I got the Tesla Plaid Model S. Look at it, it's incredible. This is the car that I got, the Plaid Model S. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I'm just beside myself. It is an incredible car. The work that you guys do, the policy work that you guys do, state by state, is incredible and super important. The raffle is amazing. You know, you always enter those things not thinking that you would win, and I won. And yeah, it is. My family is just so excited. We've been talking about getting a Tesla for so long, and to win one, wow, that's just incredible. And I love that you guys offer, you know, the very best. I did want to give a shout out to Zach and Jesse from the Now You Know channel. They introduced me to your organization, and so yeah, I owe them a big shout out. All right, so my daughter is playing a video game here in the new car. Driving. Is that pretty fun, Sienna? Look at the balls. You say, thank you, Climate Exchange.
Thank you, Climate Exchange.
Keep protecting the environment and keep that raffle going. It's great. All right, thanks all. Bye.
Okay, welcome back live. My name is Peter Kirby. I am a board member and raffle director of the Climate Exchange annual EV Raffle. Welcome to our 8th annual EV Raffle drawing. It's just past 3 o'clock, so we're going to get ready to actually do the drawing. For the past hour, we've been loading this under the watchful eye of our accountants from Walden Company, Zach and Dylan. I'm here with Ruby Winsell, who is our policy and research manager, who will actually be doing the drawing of the tickets shortly. and Irene Anastasio, who is our operations associate, who's running all the webcasting things. We also have a couple staff members on the chat who may have been answering questions on the chat. I think we've been trying to answer some here as well when we hear about them. So we've loaded all 4,000 numbers. We put in a couple dryer sheets to try to get actually 4,569 numbers to be precise. We did not quite sell out this year, but thank you all for participating in the raffle. I'm going to shake them up a little by hand. You can see there's one of the dryer sheets. I'll leave them in hopes that they might do something when we do another shake up here. They're supposed to keep the static from them sticking on the side, but that doesn't always work. So they've been put in randomized order, 100 tickets at a time. So we should have a pretty good random thing, and Ruby will be doing the drawing after we run it one more spin here. As far as the tickets sticking on the side, I think that's random as well, so we're just going to have to potentially deal with some of that, but we'll try to reduce it. All right, Ruby, do you want to spin a little too? And then and the process will be Ruby will take all of the tickets one by one, starting with the grand prize. Without showing it, we will tape it up here, grand, then second, then third, then fourth. Then after she draws the fifth prize, she will read the name out, show it to the camera, and then work her way back up to the grand prize. We're doing it in this order, same as we did last year. Reason being, the grand prize is the most exciting, so we don't want to lead with that. But we want everyone to have a shot at the grand prize, and if you pick from the fifth prize up, you pull that person out of the running, theoretically, for the grand prize. Well, not theoretically, but you do. So that's how we're doing this. Okay?
Yeah.
Not too many sticking?
No, I think
All right.
less than usual.
Okay, why don't we tape it? Since I don't have sleeves, I will reach in and
roll mine up.
and move. I purposely wore a short sleeve shirt today for this. Try to get those off the sides. But again, that's random that they stuck there, so that's part of it. Okay, Ruby.
Okay,
do
here
the
we
honors.
go.
This is
Picking
for
the grand prize.
And then you just put it up. Don't read it. You don't even need to look at it. Okay.
For second place,
Don't even hand it to me.
third place,
Oops, my tape didn't do so well, but it's there.
fourth place,
Can you throw me a pen, Irene? Please. All right, and I will write 4, 3, 2, and G on the tickets.
Okay, now I'm pulling out our fifth place winner, and I will read that name and then walk up, show the camera, and come back and announce the next winner. Okay. The fifth place prize goes to Drew Jones from Urbana, Illinois. I'll see if I can. Might be a little blurry, but we practiced earlier, so. The ticket number is 1799. Hopefully you all can see that. Ready for 4? Okay, our 4th place winner, Michael Blanchard from St. John's, Florida, ticket number 1434.
Actually, I think just the state is enough, though they'll see it on screen. But.
And again, this is Michael Blanchard from Florida, ticket 1434. Our 3rd prize winner.
3rd prize is $5,000.
Pretty nice. Derek Schnack from Illinois, ticket number 39.
Whoa.
Again, this is 3rd place, Derek Schnack from Illinois, ticket number 39.
Congratulations, Derek, $5,000. And just for the record, 5th place prize was $2,000, and 3rd prize is $3,000. Or sorry, 4th prize is $3,000. 3rd prize is $5,000. Now we're on to 2nd prize of $10,000.
2nd prize goes to Demetrius Mosley from Arizona, ticket number 2911. And again, this is for 2nd place, Demetrius Mosley from Arizona, ticket number 2911. Okay, and I think Peter wants
thanks, Ruby. Since I'm raffle director, I get to announce the grand prize. This is again for any EV of your choice that's available in the U.S., new EV from a direct from a manufacturer, which would be like Tesla, Rivian, Lucid, or through an authorized dealer. Up to $112,835. And you wonder how we got that number. That's because that is the price of, or at least it was in September when we fixed the raffle, of a Tesla Model X Plaid with all possible options, or at least the most expensive combination of options. And that was the most expensive Tesla you could get at the time, and that's how we've always, or at least in the past few years, set the price. You can get a Tesla, Rivian, Lucid that are direct. You can get a BMW, Ford Lightning, a lot of different things. There were some questions about the Cybertruck. That really depends on your availability. If we need to deliver it and pay for it by June 30th within our fiscal year for this whole raffle to count in our fiscal year. So that is an immovable date. So if you're on the final list and ready to order and happen to be the winner, then perhaps the Cybertruck works. If it costs more than $112,835, you can pay in the extra. If it costs, whatever car you choose, if it costs less than that, the remainder stays with us. We just pay for the car. We also pay for the sales tax on the car, registration on the car, as well as a prize tax, federal prize tax withholding, and Massachusetts state prize tax withholding. And so those all add up so that even though the car prize itself is up to $112,835, the entire value of the prize with all the taxes paid is $176,320, I believe. And by the way, we also pay 5% sales tax on all the $250 sales of the raffle tickets. So thank you very much, all of you, for participating in the prize. I'm sure you're like, read it already, but I wanted to make sure you're all aware of these things. So thank you very much. Here is the ticket that Ruby drew for the grand prize. And it is ticket number 1740, Henrik Kohler of Florida. Again, ticket 1740, Henrik Kohler of Florida. Congratulations. And I will hold it up here, same way Ruby's done, on a background so we get some focus, I guess. Probably not as well as Ruby's done it, but so congratulations to all 5 of our winners. Are you able to put them up on the screen shortly? Why don't I read them off here? So the grand prize, here, I'm going to take them all. So our grand prize, ticket 1740, Henrik Kohler of Florida. Our second prize is ticket 2911, Demetrius Mosley of Arizona. Our third prize is ticket 39, Derek Schnack of Illinois. Those prizes are, again, the grand prize is the car. Second prize is $10,000. Third prize, $5,000. Our fourth prize of $3,000 cash is ticket 1434, Michael Blanchard of Florida. And the $2,000 fifth prize is ticket 1799, Drew Jones of Illinois. So thus ends our drawing. Thank you very much for supporting our efforts and participating in the 8th annual EV Raffle from Climate Exchange. I hope through the course of this you've both seen the transparency of our raffle operations as well as learned something about Climate Exchange and what we do. Thank you very much. Your ticket purchases support our efforts to enact good state climate policy and improve state climate policy overall. We do that in a few ways, direct on the ground in Maryland supporting bills there, as well as through our state climate policy network of 15,000 plus members, many of whom are affiliated with legislatures or state or local executive government or universities and activists working on improving policies. And then our state climate policy dashboard. Please go to our website and take a look at that. Look at some of the webinars from the network. The dashboard lists all 50 states and 65 climate policies, still 65, in 7 categories. Things like agriculture, transportation, buildings, and that is a very good resource that was rated recommended as a good resource by the New York Times Climate Forward newsletter, as well as by the EPA. Ruby and team are now working on a new version, which will come out hopefully in third quarter of this year, in late summer, which will blow that away in terms of capabilities, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
So in terms of presentation, ability to mix and match, sort things, compare things, as well as make it easier for us to load the data on the back end, and Ruby knows that well. Okay, thank you all. We're going to wrap up here. Congratulations to the winners. Thank you to all of you who participated. We didn't quite sell out this year, 4,569 out of our 5,000 tickets, so a slight shortfall, but I think we did pretty well, and next year we'll aim for another sellout. And I look forward to calling these 5 people, the winners, right now with our auditors listening to make sure I called them. And you'll be getting an email with these names, as well as they will go up on the raffle website, the names and numbers. All right. Thanks very much, and I'll work with the grand prize winner to get their prize. Take care.
have the view for the green tab?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the easiest to type. So 2 Illinois and 2 Florida. That's interesting. Well, last year there were complaints that they were all East Coast. And the year before, they were almost all West Coast, except for one in Tennessee, I think.
And you stopped selling in California this year, right?
Stop selling in California. We told them, yeah, if